Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Avoidable Million Dollar Mistakes. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. We're seeing an awful lot of companies and individuals going broke, and many of their mistakes could have been completely avoided. It's happened often throughout history, but now things are different. Now people and companies are going broke even when they know full well that they shouldn't be doing the things that they're doing, but they do it anyways, and the inevitable happens. It's very strange. It's like standing on the railroad tracks and looking at a speeding locomotive coming your way. You know it will kill you if you don't do something like get off the tracks, but people get hypnotized by their own egos and pride and bad judgment, and they just continue standing there without moving. They would rather listen to their own bad judgment and go broke than listen to outside advice. It's a strange trance-like state that people get forced into because of their ego or pride or some other emotional anchor from their past that won't let them make a better decision. So today we're going to talk about some high net worth individuals and multinational companies that lost tremendous amounts of money or went bust because they refused to change or get off the tracks. And now it's too late. The first one we're going to discuss is one of the largest car companies in the US. Their idiot CEO took a look around a few years ago and decided that since everybody else was talking about electric vehicles and getting into the electric vehicle space, that he too would move his company in that direction, and they would start making EVs. This phenomena is very popular in corporate America. It's where executives make decisions based on consensus and popularity, rather than the hard facts and prevailing technological appropriateness of a decision. Now, the CEO of that car company has announced that they're minimizing or downsizing their EV vehicles, and they're going to emphasize the production of their gas-powered vehicles. What a shock. What was the cost of this stupidity? $4 billion and counting. That's what the stupid decision and ego can cost at this level. By the way, to our knowledge, no one has been fired or reprimanded at the company at which this crazy decision was made, getting into EVs. Everyone just acts like it's no big deal and that it never happened. That's how you know tremendous ego was involved in this decision and not an examination of the data or the reality of the demand for EVs. Next, we have a case where an entrepreneur built his company and it was generating about $12 million in profit each year. His company was growing quickly and he wanted to minimize his tax obligations in a few years when he would be making $50 million a year. He didn't want to be crushed by the new tax burdens that would cause. So he started talking to tax experts about the possibility of relocating to other countries to mitigate his anticipated tax increases. He spoke with numerous experts and they would lay out the relocation options and tell him how much his taxes would be reduced if he moved to these countries. As they would present him with a list of countries, he would start knocking the options down one by one, saying things like, the women in country A weren't good looking enough. The weather in country B wasn't good enough. The food in country C was terrible. The gambling casinos in country D were too disadvantageous. One country after another was eliminated from this list for these bizarro reasons. It was one thing after another. This constant elimination of relocation options went on for several years until the decision-making window closed on him. Now we fast forward a few years later, and his company is now making $65 million, and his taxes have skyrocketed. Why? Because he refused to leave the U.S. That sort of clouded adolescent decision-making means that he will now be forced to pay a tremendous amount of new taxes while the American state he lives in is planning on bringing in more new taxes online that will hit him even harder. That's the kind of emotional decision-making that really hurts people and companies. The next case is someone we'll call Mr. Smith. He has 6 children by several different women already. He made the mistake of marrying 2 of the women when both he and they resided in California. You have to understand something about California divorce and child support laws. They are extremely anti-male. California is so insane that they will even force you to continue paying child support for a child that DNA testing has proven is not yours. That's the level of California crazy people are dealing with out there. So Mr. Smith recently started dating another woman in California, of course, because she was so beautiful. And guess what? She wants to have a child with him. And now he's scared because he's so in love with her that he's leaning towards doing so. Everyone around him is telling him that he and his girl should relocate to a sane state before they start a new family. But guess what? He may not listen. If they do part ways, then California will award her much more child support than almost any other state. I once knew an award-winning actress who was on one hit show after another, but eventually she got older and the phone started ringing less often. She was broke, and that's when it happened. She noticed that a very rich fellow in a wheelchair moved in next door, and so she started flirting with him. Before you know it, she was at his beach house almost every night trying to get pregnant. And she did. Financial problems solved. The child support payments allowed her to dramatically increase the quality of her life. So how could all those problems have been avoided? Simply by removing all the emotion and ego from your decision making and just making the decision based on the numbers. Does something make no sense at all? Then guess what? Run in the opposite direction. Listen to the people around you. They can't all be wrong. Even if you're worth much more money than they are, then listen to them anyways. Some of them may just be right enough to help you avoid the next financial bullet with your name on it. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new episode. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.